I would encourage your generation to learn about technology, including AI,
Yes.
so that you know all of its powers and opportunities and risks. You don't want to be the guy that's using his thumb to push in a nail. Like, haven't you heard, we invented a hammer already, sort of
Exactly.
thing, right? Learn these tools so you can use them to get things done.
Thank you very much, Roman, for making the time to be here.
Thanks for having me.
And well, I would like to start right on with a question. What is the World Bank Group doing on digital innovation, and why is that important for my generation?
Right now, there's a huge opportunity to be innovative. As you know, the problem that we're trying to solve is world poverty. We want to create jobs that provide decency and income and elevate countries out of poverty. That's a very difficult problem to solve. It consists of many difficult sub-problems. You got to make sure there's infrastructure, education, legal and regulatory system, which all of these are difficult problems in themselves. And we have to do all of that in a resource-constrained way. So innovation is the only way forward. We're really trying to build an environment where there are Lego blocks available for our talented staff to build their own innovations. So some examples, we recently used model context protocol and some techniques that were actually invented here by a staff member of the World Bank Group to verify when AI quotes reports and quotes numbers, we have a way of making sure that those numbers are not hallucinated. That's a pretty concrete innovation.
Yes.
And then there's like big things, there's the project Knowledge 360, where we're really trying to systematize using data and AI all the knowledge that's been accumulated in our experienced veterans' heads over the decades about how to do projects here and there, so that our new staff can just sort of look it up and chat with bots to tap into that knowledge. So lots of innovation going on.
That's wonderful.
I just wanted to ask a question in return. So this summit is about designing jobs in the digital age.
Yes.
What have you learned from it so far that has prepared you for a career in the future?
One of the main things is that, as you just said, like AI is literally there, innovation is there. So how do we use those tools in order for us to improve the quality of work? How do we help ourselves with those tools in order to think out of the box, right? One of the things that have prepared me with something really cool is adaptability. Being honest, in my case, I am more into the area of economic development and more into the area of education. And I was assigned to the study case in manufacturing, specifically in Southeast Asia. So it was totally different experience. So I had to adapt with my team and try to look for a way in order to deliver a good pitch deck, as well as a project innovation using AI at the same time. So it helped me a lot in order to see those career paths in the future, especially in economics in my case.
Excellent, excellent.
Following up with that, the part of the future of jobs, in considering AI, many people say that it might take over jobs and everything. With the acceleration of digitalization and AI, what does the future of work look like? And especially in the emerging economies.
There's a diversity of opinions there, right? Which way it's going to go. So the kind of this funnel of uncertainty is quite wide, right? And right now we talk about AI is very good at automating some knowledge, and so maybe it's the white collar knowledge work in the developed countries that's going to be potentially negatively impacted, but maybe some of the physical roles are not so much touched, right? But then all it takes is for physical AI to step from around the corner. So we've seen how quickly things can move. And that's going to reshape the whole funnel of uncertainty around jobs. So the point is, it's all very uncertain, right? I think it's fair to say that the jobs will be reshaped. So maybe to your earlier point, the key thing is adaptability.
Adaptability.
Yeah,
that's right.
What do you think we could learn from your generation? What do you think are the skills that your generation brings into this sort of dynamic situation that we're faced with?
There is a high level of involvement in communities, grassroots initiatives, and problem-solving skills. Right now, it's as well taking into consideration soft skills and how do we, as young people, put them into action. In my case, personally speaking, I lead a community serving organization, grassroots initiative that I started back in 2020 when I was just 17. and it was basically the result of a youth ambassadors program.
Mhm.
And I got to learn about leadership, entrepreneurship, social engagement, environmental care, and that has gone from there until now. And that's basically the reason why I'm here, to show a little bit of my work and how I am not the only one.
Mhm,
And that's the
mhm,
best
mhm,
part,
mhm,
and why I'm saying youth can bring to the table in this digital era or AI intensive era involvement. I've seen so many people that have said, oh, I am doing this, but I am implementing AI in this way
mhm,
to
mhm.
automate, to make better, to do this faster, and not like replacing, but actually using those tools in order for them to be
Mhm,
better
mhm.
at the work they are already doing
Mhm,
and
mhm,
impact
mhm.
more people in
Mhm,
on the
mhm.
way. And that brings me as well, let's call it like bridging the gap. That's basically what youth can do, like bridge the gap. How can young people like me prepare for a career in the context of this AI and data revolution? What skills, I already talked about the hard soft
Yeah,
skills,
yeah.
what skills do you think we need?
I would encourage your generation to learn about technology, including
Mhm.
AI or whatever else might come from around the corner,
Yes.
so that you know all of its powers and opportunities and risks,
Mhm.
so that you can leverage it where it is fit for purpose,
Yes.
right? Like, you don't want to be the guy that's, using his thumb to push in a nail. Like, haven't you heard we invented a hammer already, sort of
Exactly.
thing, right? I mean, that's a no-brainer. Learn these tools
Mhm.
so you can use them to get things done. But more importantly, there's a whole bunch of stuff that AI cannot do now, and I mean, it'll keep
True.
evolving. But I'm a believer that there's always going to be things that I don't think that technology is going to remove, such as adaptability, or
Yes.
things such as passion, or things like accountability, making a decision that balances risks and ethics, etc. So I guess invest in those skills. Interpersonal skills, leadership, empathy, passion, adaptability, accountability. Another very important thing for the young generation to focus on is being very responsible and engaged citizens. We're on a cusp of what they say could be one of the biggest transformations in a very long time, right?
Sure.
Nobody knows, but there's sort of this consensus out there, right? And so it's going to be what we make of it, right? It's going to test us, and it's going to put us in a position where we have to navigate all the unknowns and all the curveballs that get thrown our way. And we have to define, what does truth look like in this world? What do jobs look like in this new world? What does freedom look like in this world? No one's going to do it for us.
Yeah, no, thanks for the
Yeah.
insight. That was
So-
wonderful. Yeah.
I mean, what is your dream job in this new world as you see it?
Yes.
And how can my generation help?
I would love to be the Minister of Economy from my home country, El Salvador. I recently graduated with a double degree, economics, data analytics, and I've seen those two parts in which is like data, but at the same time, people. How do you go from the macro to micro without
Yeah.
benefiting just one sector, knowing that there is a lot of more people
That's right.
in
That's
need?
right.
But then it comes to, what do I need from other generations? We say like, oh, Gen Z and other generations. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like that constant help throughout the process. One of the best parts probably of this era is that we are not alone.
So I look forward to catching up in the future when you're the minister.
Thanks.
And hopefully we'll reminisce on this conversation, and hopefully it'll be along the lines of, like, we had a great opportunity, and it's good that we made something good out of it. So I'll look forward to that conversation.
Roman,
Thanks.
thank you so much for your time. Your insights have been fabulous.
Thanks very much. Likewise. Thanks for having me.